Welcome to Daikaiju Network, where we have a healthy obsession with kaiju. I am your co-host, Kenton. With me is your other co-host.
Jason, what's going on, peeps?
And so today we are doing the commentary on 1968's Agon, the Atomic Dragon, although technically it was done in 1964, but we'll cover that little piece of information here in just a moment. And so, yeah, Jason, what's your history, if at all, with this, what was a mini-series, but we're watching it as a feature-length film?
I rarely have much history on this besides only seeing snippets here and there when it comes to the GFest channel when it airs during the 3-day weekend of GFest every year on the second weekend of July. So that's my only history on it throughout the years. I might see it like snippets here and there every year, or maybe every other year. Um, but I have maybe seen just a little bit of film on YouTube. I think maybe the last time was either a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, like you, I got introduced to Agon via G Fest. I don't remember what G Fest it was, but I remember we saw it, and I thought it was one of those fan-made films
I'm
uh,
assuming I'm
that
assuming maybe like the first or second year when I came across it.
and I looked at it, I'm like, okay, this is a halfway decent effort. Like a Japanese fan who, contemporary film fan, they're filming it in black and white and, they did it. But then, I don't know, maybe a year or two later, I did some more digging. I realized, no, this was an actual miniseries production done by Nippon Television. And yeah, this was produced in the 60s. This was not some sort of contemporary fan film that I had originally thought it was. Because obviously, with today's technology, with a computer, you can make a film and make it look fairly convincingly
Mm.
like an older film. And so that's kind of what I thought it was initially. And then I found out, no, that's not the case. Um, I've seen obviously snippets here and there at G Fests as well, but then I was able to obtain a copy of the movie on DVD here, like maybe 3 years ago, I think now it is. And I've seen the film at least once, maybe twice, but I know once for sure. And I have to say that regardless, however many times I've seen it, whether it's the one or two times, I've enjoyed it quite a bit. I think it is, despite the fact that, yeah, it was a made for television kaiju miniseries event. Um, I think it's actually done fairly well. I will argue that it is done better than some of the major motion pictures made at around the same time by major studios. I just think it's a pretty fun film. This is available for free on YouTube. All you got to do is type in Agon or Agon the Atomic Dragon, and it should be, if not at the top, at least one of the first few results that come up.
Mhm.
So you can watch this for free via YouTube, and that's how we're going to watch it today. And so I've got it pulled up here. And so
Yeah,
what I'm
let
going to
me
do.
let me wake up my Mac laptop. As much as I want to watch it on my PC here, unfortunately both the desktop audio and Kent's audio are pretty much linked up in the same audio frequencies. So I think it'd probably be best just watch it from a different laptop
Yeah,
or computer.
thankfully, through my cable service, we're able to get services like YouTube on our TV, so that's how I'm doing it. But for those of you who have not joined us for any commentaries, um, what I'm going to do is count down from three, and when I go three, two, one, go. As I say go, that's when we hit the play button on this. So, are we? Do you need to get something set up here first before we start?
Nope, I've got my mouse over the play icon at the
Well,
moment.
like, what about the commentary picture you usually put up?
Yeah, I'll do
Did you
that
get that put up?
once
Okay.
we get started here.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to start down. And remember, when I say go, that's when we start. Three, two, one, go.
All right, let me transition over.
So, an interesting effect, we're opening up here with a typical explosion scene that was done with paint and water. And of course, this is a film that is not dubbed in English, it's all subtitled. And
Thankfully.
um, well, give me some credit. I'm not going to be like, all right, here we
well,
go, Jason. We're going to watch this and we're going to figure it out. Like,
I'm also referencing to one of the other things that I've listed down was another kaiju or tokusatsu film. That's also on YouTube that unfortunately doesn't have any subtitles.
yeah. Well, as we see here, if you're watching on YouTube, it already showed you that it was featured on Fuji TV and it aired in the early part of January of 1968. So when Nippon Television originally produced this in 1964, Toho, because they're just paranoid SOBs, got wind that this was being produced and they thought that the kaiju looked an awful lot like Godzilla, and they were afraid that Nippon Television was in some way, trying to do some copyright infringement. And and so they initially got they halted the airing of this miniseries for 4 years, and it wasn't until Toho and Nippon Television were talking that they realized Shinichi Sekizawa, screenplay writer for quite a few of the Showa Godzilla films and Toho Kaiju films, mainly throughout the 60s and kind of the late 50s, was partially involved in the construction of this four-part miniseries, and there was also a special effects technician from Subaraya Studios who was also involved with it as well. So, kind of talking with them, and then just kind of working out some deals with Nippon Television. They gave the okay, and then it was aired on Fuji TV in early 1968. And then in the mid 90s, Toho at some point, and there's not a whole lot of information on this. I don't know when Toho actually bought the film, because everywhere I've read it says Toho ended up in the mid 90s putting this film in together, this four-part miniseries, into a feature-length film.
Hmm.
So at some point, Toho bought the film. And so here we are. And what you'll see, obviously, throughout the course of this hour and a half movie is we will see the title cards for each of the four episodes, just like we saw here just a moment ago. Um, why they left those in, I don't know. I mean, I can understand leaving the first one in, but the other ones, I don't know why. Might as well just edit them out if you're wanting to make a feature length television show. But I mean, a feature length
Hmm.
film. But yeah.
Yeah, I think so far, obviously, I'm uh, not really quite familiar with the cast members that are
Oh
uh,
yeah. Hmm.
in this uh, featured film, or you can say miniseries, whichever.
And I just have to say, at least for myself, right off the bat, and I don't know if this is true for you, Jason, but with these subtitle movies, as we do commentaries, it's a bit harder for me to follow the stories and to kind of discuss the movie as we go along, because obviously with them not being dubbed in English, it's harder for me to follow. And so trying to talk about a subject at the same time while trying to read subtitles is pretty difficult for me. So as of right now, we're X amount of minutes in, and I all I know is something about a typhoon. That's about all I know.
Hmm. I mean, I've been watching a lot of uh, Japanese anime shows and films for so many years. I can't remember for how long, but I've been watching them for a long time with, the original language with the subtitles, so you kind of get used to it over time.
Oh yeah, it's just trying to piece the whole story together as I'm talking without trying to get my brain to like all of a sudden like switch back to what it is I'm seeing and then like repeating something that had nothing to do with the point I was trying to make. So yeah, the monster was and Kit Kat bar, like something like that. Of course,
And then
this
something about
miniseries.
Uran X or you ran
What about?
X.
w- That's none of your business. It's personal.
That's what it's mentioned.
But yeah,
Although,
obviously this miniseries was trying to cash in on the big kaiju boom that we saw in the '60s. So
although the one
Agon.
guy, although the one guy that the one to the far left of the scientist guy, I think I might have seen him somewhere before. I'm not quite sure where though.
And Agon, I think, is a pretty neat kaiju, as we'll see here. Yeah, I mean, Agon's going to have some stereotypical kaiju attributes that we're accustomed to seeing from giant monsters during this period and ever since. But there's another ability that I think makes it pretty unique as well. But also, the Agon suit would end up being reused in some Space Giants episodes.
Hmm.
And I really like this presentation. Apparently, according to Gorazard TV or whoever supplied the subtitles for this. Um, it came off of the Blu-ray, the Japanese Blu-ray, and so the
Hmm.
presentation's really, really wonderful. And just kind of my personal experience, this miniseries to me obviously is sort of a cross of, obviously, a kaiju film mixed with something like Ultra Q.
That's kind
And
of what I was thinking too.
Ultra Q personally is one of my favorite classic television series because that one's sort of a cross between Twilight Zone and Outer Limits. And of course, I love Twilight Zone, my all-time favorite TV series, and I do really like Outer Limits as well. So everything goes back to Twilight Zone, it seems like.
Yeah. Man, you can obviously tell that those guns were fake when they zoom
Yeah.
up close to them, because you can
Well,
see
yeah,
them
they're
that they're
split down the
split.
middle.
Yeah.
It's like, why not focus? Yeah, like this other guy, this detective whose gun definitely does not look as fake. Like, why not focus in on his gun?
Although I kind of briefly noticed that when he pulled up his gun and you look into his pistol, you can see like light on the other
I'd rather
side.
have that than to see the obvious,
Yeah.
separations down the center.
Oh yeah.
It's a kid, shoot it.
He's still a monster.
I will say though, that sequence took quite a bit longer than it needed to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that should have maybe lasted like the whole light thing maybe like 10 seconds or so and then have the kid come out.
Hmm. Hi, want a Reese's?
Hmm.
I'm allergic to peanut butter. He's trying to kill me. Shoot him. And also for people who have not joined us for commentaries before, we kind of, you know, MST3K this stuff too. That doesn't mean we dislike it or anything like that. We're just having fun. So don't
Mm.
take it seriously.
Give me the damn flashlight, kid.
Not to beat it out of you.
Want me to grab that stick that you had and whip you with it? It's just the ocean farting.
More like Agon farting. And look, the suit obviously is fairly crude, but for something that was a television miniseries, it's still pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like when uh, I've seen photos of it here and there over the years, but then like this one, for instance, you would think that the suit itself would be a little bit bulkier, but from the photos that I've seen, it's much slimmer than you think.
That's Agon, yep. By the way, for those who don't know, my son just walked in.
And I asked the question, "What kind? So what kind of dinosaur?" It's a dinosaur, a radioactive dinosaur.
Because he's a turtle. There'll be no turtle head poking after what happened last night.
Okay.
Talking about the Iowa Maryland game.
I kind of figured you'd be.
That reference is going to be so outdated. By, very quickly, that's going to make this commentary even worse, just because of a single football game.
Yeah, it's already outdated.
5 years later, boy, like that was 5 years ago. Things have changed now. I do like the music here. It's kind of weird, but at the same time goofy and creepy.
And sort of like what you dabbled into earlier, it reminds me of the Ultra Q
Hmm.
sort of vibe as far as
Oh
music
yeah.
goes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the music, that's part of it. The music seems to have sort of that vibe that Kunio Michu. I forget. He was also the composer for what? Oh no, I think I'm getting. No, he was the composer for the Ultraman series. I don't think he was the composer for Ultra Q.
A
Um,
gangster dog. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, man, what are you
that
on
one's
about? I own this
creepy.
road.
Goro
The
turned into a dog.
the Goro.
She's so stoic that it's haunting. I looked into my mac and cheese and it turned into a picture of a dog, and I said, Goro must be a dog. And I happened to look out the window and there's a dog. And I was saying, Goro, you've come back.
Like all you had to do is just ask him to move.
Are you Goro? Ruff, ruff. I'll take that as a yes.
And then he just drives off without him.
I'm afraid of dogs, and that's quite a weird maniacal laugh there.
She must
I wonder if
work
that gal
for.
ever worked again.
She probably did. She probably worked for Planet X.
Touche. Hi-yo. That stray dog shouldn't be named Goro. It should be named after me, damn it.
It's like he shouldn't be named Goro. Why? Because it's a trademark to Mortal Kombat.
Because I just hate that name. So you're a hater of Goros. Exactly. That's pretty dumb, dude. Yeah, you're right.
Anybody and anything named Goro.
It sounds like gibberish. Listen, gar.
It looks like that picture that was taken of Agon looked like it was in a bathtub.
You're giving away trade secrets.
Too late. And you know that scientist with his facial features, it kind of reminds me of that uh, one dude on the Red Green show that messes with all the dynamite and stuff and is kind of deaf.
I kind of I look at this guy and I think of what's his name, Bob Hoskins, who played
Oh yeah,
Mario and
yeah,
Eddie Valiant and Roger Rabbit.
yeah, yeah. I can see a little bit of that facial feature.
She's back. Like she must have had the easiest job. It's just like remember your lines, stand still with your hands clasped. Oh, and answer the phone.
Mushy mush. What?
Lincoln farted.
Oh God.
What is this alarm? He doesn't know either. He's in on it.
It's just the alarm to my butler to alert him to bring me snacks.
Alfred, where's my chicken soup?
And my nudie mix.
Pardon me, I'm on break. Oh, Miss October.
Funny if like that head scientist, while he's running, he just somehow trips and falls over in the sand face first.
I think I've mentioned this before, like on a previous commentary not too long ago, that anymore when I watch movies or TV, including movies and TV that I really like, I always imagine alternative, kind of alternative sequences. And a lot of times when I see people running in movies, I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if they tripped and fell right here? Or and then like they tumbled into an axe, just some random
Oh
axe and split
God.
their skull or something like that. Like just some weird random crap that my mind conjures up.
Looks like a bubble bath.
You in bathtubs? Like, did you have a bath or something today?
Shower.
In a bathtub?
Yeah, it's a shower tub,
That's why.
which I've had ever since living in this apartment for a little over 8 years. And then he sneezes, and everyone dies.
His sneezes so hard it just peels the skin right off their skeletons.
I mean, look at that. His sneeze just causes tsunami there.
I have to admit, I mean, the shots so far of Agon have been limited, but they've done a pretty decent job, and all it is just simple camera tricks of positioning it to make it look huge and to do certain composite shots. But I mean, look, yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily as great as what you may get out of a Toho film or even a Dai movie at the same time. But, again, it's still pretty good.
And then, as far as when it comes to some of the certain visual effects, as far as like when they had the wide shot of showing the like the water foaming and all that stuff, and then that tsunami kind of going over the scientists and stuff. It's not certainly the greatest. It's
No, it's
wasn't
not.
quite done fairly well.
Well, and, you know, and this is something that I miss in our own United States, where growing up and even during the years before we were even born, you would get like these miniseries and made for TV movies. And that's not really a thing anymore. But you would watch some of these miniseries or made for TV movies, and yeah, like the effects work, especially if it was something like sci-fi or what have you. Um, wasn't always great because obviously the budgets aren't like what they are for a major picture. But like, have you ever seen the miniseries V?
I've seen snippets. I know there's the original and then the new one.
The original is what I'm referring to. Don't watch the new one. The original one, it was made in the early '80s. The first one was made in like '82, '83, and then they concluded the series in like '84. It's a pretty fun show. The effects work in certain spots. Obviously, not that great, but it's good in others. It stars the actor, I forget his name, but he played Beast Man in the first two Beast Man movies. Um, um, so yeah, I mean, it's a fun little series, but that I miss having specials like that every. I miss having that stuff. Now a lot of it's the stupid reality stuff, Alter Ego and Mass Singer and Big Brother
Flavor
and
Flav.
just a bunch of dumb stuff anymore.
But a lot of that stuff too you can make fun of.
But yeah, I miss that stuff. I got on a little bit of a tangent there, but damn it, that stuff matters to me.
Like, give me that camera.
Please kill her. She looks like yes.
Well, that happened. And he's celebrating it.
Might as well. Going to Arby's. They have the meats. So already we're on episode 2. And then they kind of do the whole
intro.
intro deal again.
Ode audio.
It sounds like he's about ready to sing.
Ode audio. That building just exploded on itself.
Not true. That's a giant monster. Have you always kind of wondered why a lot of kaiju seem to be more reptilian in nature, or at least in, I should say, physical appearance than just about anything else? I've wondered that occasionally.
I guess just the popularity of dinosaurs during the day.
That's true. Yes, that's probably the big motivating. I almost kind of wonder though too if just this semi-inherent fear. Oh, damn it, she's probably gonna land. This
She like just fell
semi-inherent.
down 5 foot.
Yeah, I know they made it seem like she took at least a 15-foot tumble,
Yeah.
but I think part of it too could be that there's this inherent fear that some people have of reptiles and scaly things.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe giant grasshoppers.
Well, yeah, definitely in the States, you had all those giant bug movies. They mainly did it simply because it was cheaper to do than doing stop motion effects or building a bunch of props.
Oh yeah.
So, how you liking it so far?
I think it's pretty decent so far. I mean, I'll probably will have to give it another watch uh, the next time when we talk about it on the regular show.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yep. So we'll kind of see if my opinions differ between now and then.
The actor in the Agon suit just about tripped over himself there.
I was kind of hoping he would.
Be like you running out of our grandpa's golf cart that one time. Oof. That was one of the times I stopped and I was in tears laughing. Trying to get out run with the kid, you just tripped. Oof.
Well, they just don't stand there. Do something. There you go. Now do more of it.
So here we are getting to some really good parts here. A lot of things that most of us watch these things for.
Yep.
It's so funny because when I was a kid, and I've thought about this from time to time over the years, that when you're a kid, one of the big draws of these giant monsters is just to see the spectacle of them destroying cities and then to fight each other. But then when you're a fan for so long and you get older, your mind in theory becomes more sophisticated, and you watch
Boy, that
these movies more frequently. It seems like some of the spectacle sadly disappears after a while.
I just, in speaking of which, I just noticed that when Agon was about to destroy that one building to his left, that building actually just sort of exploded right before he had his hands uh, go to
He's
that
got
building.
like some sort of telekinesis going. You got booze in that red solo cup.
Nope, just water.
It's funny you had to double check. You had to look into it. Like,
No, I was trying to show it
no.
to you.
Are you sure it's not vodka? Because vodka's clear. Yeah. 3D effect.
Just only went 5 feet into the Jeep.
Now that's background projection, and unfortunately you can tell that it is, but at the same time, considering that they tried, I'll give them a pass on that.
I know they did a match screen a little bit earlier before this one. Agon is smoking too much.
Agon's mysterious life mechanism. That's a interesting way of putting it. Wait for a miracle. His roar there sounded like a fart.
Maybe it is.
Right.
So yeah, he just goes in, takes the flower, just throws it on her face.
You can keep your stupid flag.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm allergic. Good. Smell them. She just starts breaking out in hives and like gets all swollen to the point to where it's just like, hey.
He almost just kind of
See, this
shoved
is
it
the
in her
stuff I was
face.
talking about earlier. Just some random stupid stuff I come up with. Here's your stupid flowers.
Well, he sort of kind of forced it on her face there a little bit.
That reminds me of the meme you sent. What was it? Late last night or early today? The He-Man one.
Oh yeah, last night, yeah.
Oh man. All right, back to the movie.
Yeah, it's like I said that to you just before you mentioned about you and the fam were watching
Oh.
Casper. I was like, oh my god, this is just too good.
I don't know where people come up with that, but then of course, where do we come up with like, here's your stupid flowers? Like, that's why
Yeah.
I can visit a hospital with flowers to slack off when I'm done with my business.
Well, and also having a cigarette, like you just light one up, and then you then you put it out on her face.
My looks. No one really wanted you anyway. No one loved you.
Notice
He
me,
sounds like Burgess
senpai.
Meredith.
Funny, he just turns just a little bit like that, and then the car just flips.
And then just spontaneously combust.
Boy, that's a lot of left
That's a lot of
turns.
turns. I know. It's like he technically went in a circle by this point.
Or square.
They really like focusing on this vehicle.
Or just really like focusing on left turns.
The
Like
director's
this.
like, the director's like, yes, I love left turns. We need lots of shots of left
Oh
turns.
my god. Sir, are you having a fetish right now? No, shut up!
As they're filming the different scenes, the director gets more and more like, Like the eyes roll in the back of his head and
Oh
drool's
God.
coming out. He's getting so turned on by the left turns. Then the doctor beat him to the punch. After all those left turns, the doctor still beat him.
So now you owe me $8. Yeah, dude, you asked for it.
You ask for it, and then you hear a gun sound underneath, and then Goro just kind of tips over. I love showing that shot.
Looks like Agon is just wasted there.
I know, it's like a blob.
Yeah.
That's a neat little effect how they got it, the little breathing deal to go.
Yeah. I wonder how what they used in order to do that sort of practical effect.
Well, the way it's going, I would say they carved out someone's heart and placed it in the
God.
throat of the. I mean, didn't it look like a beating heart? I mean, seriously.
Not quite. Like, oh man, that is the worst hangover I've ever had.
Boy, what a bender he must have been on last night. Even though we've seen stuff like this time and again in various kaiju films, and I don't know, maybe it's because I've seen it so many times that I love these little talks about mankind, due to nuclear testing, has revived a monster. Like, it's more or less the same spiel time and again.
Well, and then also probably the easiest sort of plot device.
Well, yeah. And again, this was a TV miniseries, not a big budget. They didn't care. It was just something to get eyes on the TV for a while until Toho came in.
Yeah. Something about eating bread.
Eating red meat.
Eating bread.
You see the guy holding on the back of the Jeep, his head was bobbing. He probably was like, please make it stop.
Oh, it's you. Yeah, you've seen me before, dumbass.
Yeah, do you remember my name? Ah, crap. I didn't realize it was going to be tested
Mr. Dumbass.
here. And he just gets a serious face, pulls out a gun, and shoots the guy between the eyes.
And see, I think this is probably where I've seen maybe
Hmm.
the first snippets is with the boat, this fisherman's boat with him.
Yeah, there's supposed to be some stuff coming up here in a bit involving two fishermen, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's where I normally have seen the snippets over the years at G Fest, along with kind of the beginning intro part.
Doesn't have a very, very good boat. Need new shocks on that.
Mm, I don't quite think that's possible.
Hmm. Damn. Well, I was trying to help. I will say though, despite the fact that yeah, we're kind of making fun of it periodically, I am really enjoying this.
It's not as bad as I thought it'd be.
That's a compliment, more kind of like a backhanded compliment. I don't hate you as much as I thought I would.
Boy, there's some really quiet tanks.
So you can sneak up on the enemy. Well, hunting rabbits, they take the tanks out and just blow this whole rabbit field to smithereens. You just see bits and stuff. I will say though, the absence of music, even though there's a part of me that would like some rousing march or theme to take place here, the absence of music kind of builds up a little bit of suspense too.
You want rousing, eh?
Beep da boop.
Oh, something's stinging me.
It's unfortunate though that it's pretty obvious that they are using training footage because the film quality is so much lower than the actual footage for the miniseries itself.
I would have to say those are kind of pretty large hands for Agon.
Well, and it's three fingers. Typically, you're getting four.
Where's the fourth one? You don't want to know.
That's right. It says danger.
What was that expression from the doctor?
I
Like he was
missed
about
it.
to ready to burst a laugh or what?
The director's like, I would like to have a second take, but we don't have the budget nor the time, so we'll just have to go with it. Use a little red wagon. Took him a while to come to that decision. Oh, he didn't like my joke.
It wasn't a joke. I need some time off.
Why? To get away from you. Maybe it won't bother me.
So get out my Jeep.
It's probably too bad that they never released any sort of soundtrack album to this because I would, that, in all honesty, would like to have that.
That fairly eerie type of thing that you call music.
Yeah, it's music, and I will call it music.
Muzak.
Stop whining, Coral. Yes, shut up.
Stop shining shiny things on my face.
Oh, now they're taking right turns. He's getting
Maybe just
sick too.
going around in circles. Hi, take that.
Ships will
Hi,
be
take
crashing
that.
now.
Make sure you lock 'em up.
The doctor doesn't do jack except order people around.
Yeah, because he's conspiring, dude. Because Agon is his creation.
I was about to say he wants to control it. What do you need it for? I needed to get me a sandwich.
And maybe a hookah.
Oh, come on. You honestly think that would stop it? It landed in the water. You noobs. Although I'm sure it had something that we missed, probably like uranium. Good, he can catch. Yeah, we probably missed something. It probably has like uranium in the back or something.
I wouldn't doubt it. Boy, we are about halfway through on this already.
It's only about an hour and a half.
An hour 33:16 to be exact.
Ah, shit up. Yeah, for mankind's existence. It's all about us and me. We'll just eat everything else into
Mostly about
extinction.
me.
We'll kill Agon and then we'll slice it up and eat it as big giant steak. Man need meat. There we go. Episode 3. We're more than halfway through.
Howdy, howdy, wall.
We're going to remember that guy from now on.
Yeah.
He's the unofficial mascot of Daikaiju Network. The unofficial voice of Daikaiju Network. We need to open up every podcast with that. Welcome to Daikaiju Network. Yeah, this is
Yeah, this is
the one.
yeah, this is the other one that I remember of the snippets.
Yeah, because these guys end up being like thieves, criminals.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if he tripped and the clothes landed in the fire and they went up and played. He's like, oops, no more clothes.
Oh, there goes my house.
And
It's like
his whole thing is
after he says that, and then it's like dun 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 dun.
and then he just stays there as everything around him burns and then eventually himself.
Yeah, it's like he's just like this.
And like his skin's being burnt off
Oh
and
god.
stuff.
He's like, oh god, him.
He's probably telepathically telling that guy, I'll be like, yeah, you want to smack that, don't you? And he's like, I'd like to shoot that. It's a waste of time to keep following me around. Basically, he's telling him to go away politely. Basically, what I'm telling you is go away. I never want to see you again.
Like, piss off, dude.
Piss off. Shove off. How else do I have to say it? Shoot.
It's like, why are you naked?
I. You couldn't pay me enough to wear one of those.
Probably wouldn't pay it because you probably do it.
Damn.
I know you all too well.
I just feel so comfortable in it. I just decided, why the hell? It's kind of interesting, though, that you get this side story that has nothing to do with the overall story. At least I don't remember it having anything. I could end up being wrong.
Well, so far right now, it doesn't feel like it has really nothing
Right.
to
Like
do with
what I
it.
was saying, it may not. It may or may not. We'll find out here in a bit.
The only thing that it's only relevant is because these dumbasses just left the suitcase in the water.
If you guys just floated better, we wouldn't have this problem.
He takes that basket and then throws it out in the ocean.
I was just thinking the same thing. Now you got no place to store your fish. Goodbye. And then the guy gets mad. He gets up and he pushes the kid over.
Or he's like, "Oh, I've got something to store my fish."
Oh, I was thinking of something else.
Like what?
Something that smells like fish. Okay, yeah, this will end up mattering later. I couldn't remember. I'm like, I think there may be a little boy that hangs out with the main characters, and yep, that's true. It about fell over.
And then something
Shameless.
huge gets latched onto that fishing hook and then yanks her into the ocean.
And then it pulls her under. You see this pool of blood, and then something shoots out. It lands in his lap, and it's her severed head.
Someone in here?
Who had eggs?
So how are you gonna get the uranium? And two, you're gonna need special suits for that. It's kind of a random place to put a picture frame. Sort of looks like he's sleepwalking there. They open that door and it hits that knocked out guard's head. And
You need to sleep more.
seriously, you just gonna go in there bare hands? There's so much wrong with this part.
Being able to just have this easy access to something like that is
Well,
just beyond like,
not just easy access, but just the mere exposure.
unless it's supposed to be in a lead tube, but if that's the case, we're not shown or told.
But I think even then, you still need like special suits to handle that
That's not
stuff.
true. If anything, this movie taught me otherwise.
Well, shut the hell up.
Then you're gonna die if you touch radioactive material. What a true troublemaker. Yeah, what let's go easy on it. Let's not get too carried away with the name calling, boys. He must have some quite a pull there, and to be able to say, "Yeah, go take the self defense force out there."
Like I said, he's the one that's conspiring.
Hello, self defense force. Yeah, my wife's been cheating on me with this guy named Goro. Yeah, can you send your troops out to 3119 Birch Street and blast it all to hell? Yeah, I don't care if she's in it. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. It's kind of funny. Like Agon has been plastered all over the newspapers, and you still have that one guy in the crowd that's, huh? Agon? Who is that?
That's just some make believe story.
And then we will throw you in later.
Yeah, it's just some guy just usually sells weed.
Oh yeah, it's my dealer. He's harmless. Got anything for me? Yeah, he'll have samples for everybody if you want.
Yeah, I
This part
remember
gets a
this.
little annoying.
Yeah, I at least remember this part fairly well because keeps saying "oto," which is Japanese
Yeah,
for
that's what
dad
I'm saying. Yeah,
or
I get
father.
annoyed because this goes on for like 5, 10 minutes. Just get on his back and like wrap your arms around his throat and just hang on tight.
Or just find a big rock and cave his head in.
There, yeah, there you go. And watch all the glue leak out. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's even thought about that. You got some decent sized rocks you could like throw or use as a
Yeah,
weapon there. No one's decided to bring that up.
yeah.
Then when he's not looking, he puts a big rock on his head still.
Where's my weed?
No, you cannot go save your son. Let's watch him die.
I mean, he's just right there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, that's the shallow end of the pool. He's not even moving. Now you can understand why in kids' movies the adults are always looking dumbfounded and stupid.
It looked like that one guy was about to ready to have his hand around that guy's neck. It's like, shut up, shut up.
We don't want to draw attention.
You're ruining our plans.
How do you know?
Like, well, isn't it obvious? Because I'm a doctor.
and a very stupid one at that.
Goro, are you dumb? There's a kid there.
No, it's more not more like I'm dumb. It's more like I don't care. Let it die for me, for me. That Agon sure just likes, to hold it.
It's like, just do something with it. I like how he just walks and then just says that at the same time.
I can walk and talk at the same time.
And just the way that he was walking too was just kind of funny.
Like he's trying to hide.
Yeah, like trying to hide behind the doctor.
The final chapter.
Man, howdy, howdy, well.
Yeah.
Why do you still have the boat in your mouth?
They get so impatient. They're just like, just drop it or chew it already. Forget the kid.
See, even that one soldier's getting tired of it.
I got a solution, guys. Yeah, what's that? Not to care. You're right. Let's try it. You know what? It works. I don't. Fire! That's what you guys have been doing for much of the whole deal. The only thing you've actually been proactive about is, throwing a station wagon out in the ocean.
What are you, dumb?
Yeah. And the professor's like, good. Been waiting for an opportunity to get rid of you. She's got to be the most useless character in this miniseries. I mean, seriously, what has she really even contributed? She hasn't even contributed an idea.
Well, just standing there and clasping both of her hands.
I guess every special needs someone that can do that. Stay still, Agon. Good boy. Ba-da-da-down, geek, bring.
Boy, he's just standing there.
I know.
Like, shouldn't there be some kind of movement?
The professor's like, drop, drop, drop. And then he looks over. Oh, crap. Goro actually didn't go. It's some other guy. And then he gets all mad. He starts strangling Goro. Why didn't you go when you said you were going to?
Because you said it was dangerous.
Me and my big mouth. Boom, boom. Shoo fly, don't bother. And the professor's like, damn, that could have been you, Goro. It should have been you. It should have been you.
All because of your damn idea.
What about this whole thing saying that you were going to do it? That was all a lie.
Someone farts and then the whole gas field just lights up on fire.
And it just starts off this horrible chain reaction.
I said I've lost the energy. Gonna have to say it twice.
Why are you so pushy? Who would have thought falling in love with a mannequin was going to be such work? You're right, I don't. Because I have no feelings. Because I'm only molded plastic. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
It's fantastic.
You can brush my hair or scratch me anywhere. She
I
sounds like
can't
just
stop
some
being
sort
upset
of.
because you're around.
And you're talking all this weird oogie boogie stuff that makes no sense. It's starting to freak me out.
That reporter kind of has the same hairdo like some of those kind of like biker gangs or gangsters over in Japan there, or like the hooligans or whatever with leather jackets.
Look at me, I'm a badass. With his favorite item, uranium. There's a little boy they need to save, and they're taking time out to take questions from reporters.
And then we got ourselves Neo in the background.
Blue pill or red pill?
And then his jaw drops and then drops the boat with the gas after seeing that gas field
and
or oil
then the
refinery.
and then Manta, "Ah!" And then it falls down and gets impaled on a flagpole or something. He just
Oh
slides
god.
further down. That's what I'm talking about. This is where my mind goes sometimes. Because Agon hasn't been chomping down hard enough on it. Do you want him to chomp down on it?
What is he talking about?
He's like, why hasn't Aegon smashed the boat with his mouth yet?
See, even he's getting tired of it.
And if a child's getting tired of it, if he's anxious to see another child die. He's tipped the boat over enough. You'd think Manta would like fall down into one of those incinerators and then just yeah, the woman's afraid for Manta while the guy's like, man, it would stink if he destroyed that factory.
and then goes in fire, which he already has. Basically, got about 10 more minutes left.
Funny, there was a guy on the end of that ladder, and he's got a cape and sunglasses. Like, hey, look, it's me, Captain Doofus. That was not putting it down.
Like, maybe we should have done that in the first place instead of letting one of the soldiers die.
Yeah, but you see the way he put the boat down? That
Gorgo.
was enough. That was enough to kill the kid. My career will advance because people have died. That's not how the boat actually landed when you take a look at the shot again. Yeah, pull yourself together. You were only in the monster's mouth for like a half hour. Where's his dad? Oh, the doctor then just says that. Call him immediately. The dad's just like, call me when you get him.
Right now, I'm at my favorite bar. Leave me be.
How dry I am. How dry I am.
I was about to really make a joke of one of them sneezing. Sure enough, one of them was about to.
Watch the language, boys.
This is all my cocaine.
He quickly rips it open and he just like, it's snowing.
Give it to Agon.
Yeah, you know what happens when some people get coked out? They get really aggressive. So if you give it to Agon, what do you think that'll do? Can't agree more. Let's give something, narcotics to get it more angry.
I mean, they should have obviously known what what they were hopping on to.
They're idiots. So what do you expect?
Just get off. There you go. See? They should have had more personnel around there when they were transporting that.
They're not too bright.
And then the helicopter goes up and then quickly comes back down and then it explodes.
Oops, we forgot to refuel it. Good thing we didn't go up in it. It's a pretty shaky helicopter.
Boy, that was very dumb of him being that low to get caught.
Yeah. You know what? Since we're up here, let's play tag with the monster. Monster goes, tag, you're it. Friend? Friend? Why aren't you getting up? Friend?
Suit's on fire.
Fire!
That's the end of Agon. What?
I mean, he
It's not
barely
like he,
caught fire. I mean, sure, he probably, is going to have some scarring, but that wasn't enough to kill him.
but it doesn't look like the cocaine really killed him.
Nor the fire. So does that mean even space exploration? And
And
that is the end of Agon, the Atomic Dragon. So, some closing thoughts, Jason.
I thought it was a, I thought it was better than it made it out to be. Just from hearing snippets and also seeing snippets here and there uh, over the years over at G Fest. So I think it has some potential in it. I mean, sure, some elements in there aren't all that great, but I would at least say like the practical effects as far as the miniatures and stuff are pretty good in there from what I've seen. And then the suit, for what it's worth and what they had to work with this being a little mini TV series, I think it's pretty decent for the sort of thing that they were trying to achieve.
Yeah, I mean, I still think this is definitely a very worthy kaiju installment, and that was produced by a company that wasn't one of the big boys on the block at the time. And like I said earlier at the beginning of the movie, um, this movie, I would argue, in some ways, is better and maybe more competent than some of the movies made by the bigger studios at the same time. Um, if you're listening to this, on October 2nd of 2021, here in a couple weeks, we're actually going to have our discussion. So in a way, some of the points we're saying here will probably be repeated in 2 weeks. But yeah, I still think this is a very competent type of film. I mean, spoiler alert, I think people in the next couple weeks will kind of know roughly where I stand on this when we do the discussion. But yeah, I think it's a pretty competent film. Yeah, we occasionally made fun of it. Part of it, was justifiable. Other times, no, we were just being goofy and all that. But um, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. When you even take a look at U.S. television history and you take a look at certain miniseries, they're working with lower budgets. They're usually working with subpar talent on almost every level. I mean, what do you expect? So, this was a quick way to cheaply cash in a little bit on the big monster boom of the time. So yeah,
Hmm.
but unless you have any thing else that needs to be said here, Jason, we can just close out this commentary.
Yeah, the only thing I'll just say, thanks for watching, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons to all of our video platforms that we're on. You can find us over at YouTube, Twitch. Uh, I was going about to say Periscope, but that's
Mm.
no longer around. So it's now Twitter and uh, well, Facebook and D Live, and you can find us on audio versions as well as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn as well. And you can also stream us live over at DaikaijuNetwork.com.
Stuff, we need to be writing more articles and stuff over there. We keep saying that and we don't really follow through on it all that much.
Well, and then too, with me being busy, I need to find time to actually upload the previous episodes, the audio
Well,
versions.
and this is going to date the episode, but again, if you are listening to this anytime before October 16th of 2021, October 16th will be our final episode for like 2 months. Uh, Jason's going to be moving, and we're not going to be coming back till December 18th. I think we're doing like War of the Gargantua's commentary, if I'm not mistaken, when we come back. And then I think we're doing I think maybe even one more episode before we do our year end deal. I don't have our schedule pulled up, and quite honestly, I feel lazy and I don't want to pull it up. So just wanted to give everyone a heads up. October 16th, our final show for about 2 months.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, other than that, thanks for watching, and we will see you
thank you for
guys
watching. Thanks for
in a
joining
couple weeks as we also discuss Agon, the atomic
again.
dragon.